Let's see. Enhance. Mirror your video. Okay. Hi, Crystal. Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. You guys are coming in. Look at y'all on time. Okay. I see y'all. Okay. Wow. Happy Thursday. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am really enjoying doing these every week with you guys. I feel like it's so helpful. If you guys are enjoying these every week, give me a thumbs up because I'm loving them. You know, I sit down on Sunday and I go through my calendar and I'm like, okay, what day can I go live? Let me make sure I show up. I'm just proud of myself that I've been consistent because I would have fell off by now. I fall off everything, y'all. I'd be like, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. And I fall off. Okay, Dex is liking them. Thank you, Dex. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your first time joining. Well, welcome. Okay, I'm glad that you made it. Okay, so guys, today's a Q&A, just to give you guys some housekeeping. So what we do on these lives, I have tons of questions that came in from the week on that I just could not respond to because so many come in and I be trying to respond to each individual one, but I can't. So the lives are for me to go through try to go through the questions that came in, but also it gives you guys the opportunity to ask any questions you have. Like, the purpose of this is really for people that cannot afford, let's say, a one-on-one, and now that I had closed them, I'm here to serve you guys. So just use me up. You have me for a whole hour. So within that hour, look, use and abuse. Just make sure you guys leave this live better than what you came in, at least with more knowledge. And hopefully I can lift your spirits too and just encourage you just to keep going. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to have you here. It's so nice. Okay, so I'm going to start with one of my questions like we did last week. Hi, Marquita. I'm going to start with one of my questions that came in. I have my computer here. I came a little bit more prepared this week. And then I'll stop and go to y'all questions here and we'll go back and forth. That way we can make sure these questions are getting answered and the ones that came in. So the first thing, okay, thank you for dropping that question. The first thing that I want to talk about, or the first topic, is the UGC 101s. Y'all went crazy last week. Like, y'all was like, if she taking them off, we're going to make her work. I cannot believe it. I'm so grateful. But I was like, they not playing. And then I got about 10 emails saying, I missed it. The 101 and so forth. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So I'm announcing it to you guys. The UGC 101s are back up only for the remaining days in this month. They are available. They are first come, first serve. Once they're gone, I cannot do them. Let me not say I cannot. I want to, I got the job for the UGC position. I want to make sure my schedule is as available as needed for the position. So again, they're up. They're first come, first serve. And you want to use the discount code UGC. So that way you get even a further discount. I think they're down. Instead of being $150, they're like $90 or something like that. If you use the UGC code, you'll get even more off of that. So I'm dropping that there. I'll bring it up throughout the live. But again, it's first come, first serve. And once those are gone, guys, I can't extend it until I get to the position, realize how much time I have, and then open it back up. Okay. But I did get y'all emails. I felt so bad. One lady was like, you didn't even let us know. I'm like, I did. I said it on the live. I felt bad. Okay. So first question, let me go here. Since I went through my thing first, let me go here. Let's scroll back. Let me scroll back. Okay, so the question is, where do you think is the best place to find brands as a new creator? So if you are coming on as a new creator, if you signed up for my newsletter, then you guys might know this answer, because in the newsletter, we sent out a couple of things or places to find brands. As a new creator, I would say, and this was in the newsletter, Coley. If you are trying to just get work, get signed up, get some content going, I would say Coley. That's going to be the easiest place. I have my computer this time. So that's the name. And you can actually, the reason why I like this platform, guys, is because this platform allows you to say, okay, I want it to be UGC. I want to do UGC deals and not just influencer deals. So Coley would be probably the easiest place to find brands as a new creator. Now, that's if you want a platform. If you're looking for brands that you can pitch, I promise you when I say this, the easiest place is Twitter. And I'm not talking about find them as in search them out on Twitter. No, it's you showing up, posting at least one full week, a video a day of your work, using the hashtag UGC community, UGC creator, UGC example on those videos. Within a week of you posting every day, you will start to get inbounds, Lauren. It will come through for you. That is the easiest. The next thing, since this was one of the questions on finding brands, would be the TikTok ad space. Like, you guys do go there, right? Like, if you are creating videos, I go to TikTok ads 3 times a week at least, because that's where I get to see what's working for other creators. Like, these are the performing ads. So if they're performing ads, that means those brands have money. So they hire creators. So let me pull it up. Hold on. And that's just topads.tiktok.com. And I came ready this time. Let me lower my camera so that way you guys can see. Hold on. Bam. Okay. I can see my windowsill. So that's just ads.tiktok.com. And these are all the ads that are running right now that are performing well. And you can go through here as you're going through, and you can select what type of genre you want. If you want to do skincare, if you want to do products, everything. Look at this one.
Want your cardio to be easier and more fun? You have got to check out this 360 fitness hoop. It's so fun, and it's made my weight loss journey a million times easier. It's a crazy effective way to burn calories, and in my opinion, it's a game changer. Let's all get fit the fun way. Don't wait.
So this is TikTok ads, right? I come here at least 3 times a week. Before I even create a video, if I'm going to do a video on sanitizer, I'm going to go through here and look to see if there's any other sanitizer videos. And then, because these are top ads, then I'm going to look at the rates. You can actually analyze this data so you can see the conversions. You can put different genres that you want it to be in. You can pick skincare. There's so many industries that you can pick that you want to see. So if you're looking for brands as well, these people have money. These are their ads. So pitch them. They are already spending money anyway. So that's another way. Another way that you can look for brands is going on LinkedIn. Lovely lady, I posted her, I hope that's her name, on here. She did a breakdown on how to find brands on LinkedIn. If you guys recall from the last live, that's how I got my UGC deal. Like my whole $72,000 contract, I got it from LinkedIn. So I'm sorry, not LinkedIn. Sorry, I got it. Look, I'm like, I searched it and got it. But going on LinkedIn, she gives you a whole step-by-step on how to find brands from there. And that's where I found the company that needed a UGC creator for a 12-month contract at $72,000. So that plug. And then lastly, believe it or not, Shark Tank. I watched Shark Tank this week, right? And I mentioned it in a one-on-one this week. And I was watching Shark Tank, y'all. And I think I'm 2 episodes behind, like 2 weeks behind. Anyway, 2 of the brands didn't get picked. And guess why? They didn't get picked because they didn't have enough marketing. Like, they were like, your numbers are kind of low because you don't have enough marketing and social media presence. You should be building that. Well, these 2 companies didn't have that. So guess what I did? I slid right in those DMs and I pitched myself. And then not even just, that's a current episode. You can go back to older episodes and pitch those brands. So let me know if that helped you, Lauren, on getting some brands. Okay, let me get another question here. Okay. I'm signing up today. Okay, do you include any amount of user right in your base rates? Let's talk about it. Okay, did you have an issue connecting your socials on Coley? I did have an issue when I tried to do the link itself, Sunkissed. When I tried to put the HTTP for TikTok, it didn't work. I had to literally just put my username. Like, just put my username for, I think, Instagram and TikTok, because putting the actual HTTP/Crystal www, it didn't work. Okay, so let's answer the usage one, because I want to say that that's also something on my list here. My question was, what is whitelisting and how do I price it? So I think that kind of all goes together. So to answer your question, do you include any amount of usage rights in your base rate? No. So let's break that down, because whoever doesn't know what usage rights are and base rates, let's do a deeper dive. Okay. So first, let's explain UGC vocabulary. You have organic videos. This is what I used to get in the beginning before I fixed my videos on my portfolio. I would get brands that wanted me to create videos for organic content. That means they want me to create a video that's just going to go on their social media pages, right? Then you have people that brands that ask you to create ads or usage rights. They'll say, we want to run an ad with your content. And I'll be honest, they're going to try to do, I've had people ask for a year. They want to be able to use your content in ads for a year, right? No, we're not going to do that. So I'll say you can run an ad, and at one point it was for 3 months, then it went down to 60 days and so forth. And we're going to talk about pricing for those as well. So you have organic usage, you have paid usage, which is the same as ads. Okay, paid usage is the same as ads. Then you have whitelisting. Brands will say, okay, can you what is your rates for whitelisting? Whitelisting is when they have you go into your Facebook, you put in their code in your Facebook Business Manager, type in their code. They will give you a step-by-step guide to do this, so don't feel overwhelmed. You put in their code. After you put in their code, it allows them to run an ad that doesn't look like an ad. I'm sure you've seen them on TikTok, where in the picture in the corner is, let's say, my picture, my name, I'm talking on a video, and you're like, oh, that was good. You click to go to my profile, but then you end up going to their website or whatever item that I was possibly talking about. That's a whitelisting, where it doesn't look like an ad, but it actually is an ad. Okay. Then you have Spark ads. That's the exact same thing, but for TikTok. So whitelisting is for Instagram and Facebook, and then you have Spark ads. Okay, then you have raw footage, where they say, Crystal, I just want you to create a video. Perfect example. I want you to unbox this, take it out of the box. After you take it out of the box, here are maybe 3 hooks I want you to say. After you say those hooks, I want you to use the product, record yourself for using the product, smell it, talk about it, give your testimonial of it, give us about 3 different call to actions, and send over all that footage. Do not edit this footage. We want it to be raw. Meaning, even when you mess up on words, because I do this all the time, and I'm like, so I would really like this hand sanitizer, and I stumble on my words. They want to keep all that in there. They don't care. They want raw footage. I charge for that. So we'll talk about that. You'll also have raw footage that's used for organic, meaning only on their socials, or raw footage that's going to be used as an ad. Once you give them all of that raw footage, they're going to make probably 2 to 5 different TikTok videos that can go, or videos, period. I'm going to say TikTok videos that's going to be used for either their social sites or in ads. So when they say, why are you charging X amount of Z? I had one lady say, why are you charging me to create the video and charging me for raw footage when raw footage is you just creating a video? And I said, no, that's not the case. You're being charged for me to create the video because that includes me writing a script. That includes me coming up with concepts, different angles, and so forth. And then you're being charged for raw footage because you're going to make 3 to 5 videos out of all of the content I'm going to send you. And then after you make those videos, you're going to run ads behind each one of those videos, but you only pay for the price of one. No, I charge a raw footage price because I need to make some money off of what you're going to make in as well too. So, hey, because you will get that. A lot of negotiations. So before I go into the next question, let's pull up rates. Let's pull up some rates here. Hold on, guys. Oh my gosh, I have a rate card somewhere. Okay, let me make this bigger so that you guys can see it. Here's a rate card. Now, this is not in my portfolio. I updated. It's supposed to be updated like monthly. I'll probably be updating this like weekly based on how I feel. And I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm working with a brand via email and I haven't sent over the rates yet, and I kind of really want to work with them, I'll lower the rates. Or if I'm like, you know what? No, this is a lot of work. Before I send this rate card, I'm going to up these rates. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. So these do change a lot. But this is my one sheeter. It's a PDF that I created in Canva. You can go to Canva and you can actually type in rate card. This is something that we could do on the webinar. We'll talk about the webinar. And so this rate card just has my name. It has my bio information, which is literally the same thing that's from my portfolio. There's no new information. It's the exact same bio. It's copy and paste. ChatGPT didn't help me out. But then you'll notice here, this is the most important part, the services. So you'll notice that you have one UGC video, but it says one UGC video, and then it says 2 hooks, right? That's $300. Now, I should pull up my old card because let me pull up the old card too. I do that because I want people to remember that I didn't start here. And I don't ever want to give that pretense that without giving the footing of, you know, this is not what it was always. It didn't look like this at one point, y'all. Okay, let's pull up that. I'm going to pull up both so y'all can see. And I sent this out to people and they paid me. So before y'all laugh at what I'm about to show y'all. So this was my old rate card. I used this all last year. So hitting $5,000 months, $6,000 months, this was the rate card, y'all. And as you guys can see, it was a slide deck. Here's organic. And we're going to go through each one of these, okay? Here's paid. I'm trying to read it from the screen. This is raw footage, organic, meaning they can't use it anywhere else. Raw footage as an ad. And is it going to still scroll or not? Hold on. Why is it not scrolling no more? Hold on, y'all. Oh, I'm way up here. That's why. And then raw footage as whitelisting as ads. Okay, let's break these down. That's the old rates. And I say that because even for this organic rate to be at $300 for 2 videos, that's not where I started. I took $50 deals, $60, $70, $80. Eventually this card said $125 for 2 videos. And that was my base rate for organic. I want to show that because the one I just showed you is for this year, but let's not act like I wasn't using this in December. This went out in December. Okay. And every couple of weeks, like I said, definitely every quarter, the rates do go up. But I at least want to show that because I don't want people to just see where I'm at today and think that's where I started, because that's not the case. Okay, let's go back to that rate card. Sorry, y'all. Okay, here we go. Rate card. So 1 video, 2 hooks, right? That's what the rate says down here. Can y'all even see that? Let me make sure y'all can see that. That's 1 video, 2 hooks. Okay, that's where we are. So that's $300, right? That rate, that base rate, has nothing else included. That's just 1 video, 2 hooks that can only go on their social media page. It can't go anywhere else. They can't use it for anything else. Okay. Now, if they want to use it, if they want raw footage, as you guys can see there in that corner, can y'all see my cursor right there? Raw footage. It says that that'll be 50% of the base. So now if you paid for my base package of $300, which is 1 video with 2 hooks, then technically you're paying 50% additional if you want it to be raw footage, meaning I need another $150 on top of the $300. Now we're at $450, and I'm giving you a video that's going to be raw footage for you to chop up and use how you want to use, but it cannot go to any ads whatsoever. It can only go to your social pages because you only paid for a video with raw footage. You didn't pay for any type of usage rights or anything. So now if the person says, okay, so you have me at $450, $300 for the video, $150 for the raw content, but I think I want to run a couple of ads. Say less. So then that's where you come into this category here. And we're looking at, hopefully you guys can see that, usage rights, which is the same thing as paid usage. So if you see usage rights or paid usage, same thing. And that category says 30% a month. So if they say that they want to run ads with the raw content, I would say, how long would you like to run those ads for? Oh, we're thinking about 60 days. We would probably run the ad for about 60 days. No brand has ever ran ads for 1 month. I'm going to say that again. No, not for me, because they have to do a lot of testing. So just keep that in mind. So that's 30% a month. 30% of the base. The base was $300. 30% of that is $90. And you need 2 months, you owe me $180. So you were at $450. $450 plus $180. I can't count that fast. Is what? $640. Y'all do the math. That's where we're at for 1 video. And I say all that, guys, because that is the key to really making money with UGC. And when I first started, I was only getting people to pay me. First, I wasn't getting nothing. And then it was like, okay, you can create organic content for us. And I'm thinking, why aren't they hiring me for their ads? And that's why I go to the ad center and I watch the ads library now. And that's why my portfolio has a lot of more videos that look per se like the ads that we just saw, because no one was hiring me for ads until I changed my videos in my portfolio. Now, mind you, my videos were bomb. They had good transitions, good editing, very aesthetically pleasing, but they did not sell anything. They did not sell without selling. And so I say that because I didn't start to get these type of prices and people wasn't paying this type of money until I showed I could do it. And that's what my portfolio does now. So go to the ad center if you're not watching those ads and make your videos based off that. Okay. And then last but not least, let's get to whitelisting and Spark ads that we talked about, guys. So you'll see those at the bottom here. Okay, cursor. Here's whitelisting right here. Make sure y'all can see that. Whitelisting is here and Spark ads is right next to it. And you'll see that it says $200 for 60 days. So if you want to do a Spark ad, and remember, that's when it shows up on TikTok. It shows my picture, shows my name. then for 60 days, I'm going to need $200 for that. And then after 60 days, if it works out for them, which sometimes it really does really well, they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to pay you another $200 because I need another 2 months. I will tell you this, for my Spark Ads price of $200 and my whitelisting price, they're the exact same $200 because they're the same thing, just different name for TikTok, right? I do go back and forth and change that up from time to time. So it's at $200. I will go down to $150, but if I go down to $150, it's probably going to say for 1 month, which again, no brand is going to do a month. They're going to want at least 60 days, if not 90. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let me go back to this one and then I'll come back to y'all questions. Okay, so someone said, the question I got this week was, what is the realistic timeline for creating UGC? She said that she was burnt out because she would get something and she'll try to get it done within 7 days, and she has a full-time job. So let me give you guys my timeline. And I have a video coming on TikTok tomorrow. I just got to edit it. If a brand slides in my DMs, if they slide in my emails, because I get some DMs, but it's usually emails, and they find me on Twitter. I'm not going to lie to y'all. They find me on Twitter. They slide in my emails. They say, I'm interested. I, from there, will send them a link to my form. Have you guys seen my intake form? It's linked inside of my Stand store. If you need to see it, you can see it there. You can also watch a YouTube video on things I wish I knew as a UGC creator. It's also shown there. I send them a link to that Google form. It's a free form. And they fill it out so I can have all of the information at once. If not, it's going to be a lot of back and forth. Or how long you want the video? What do you want it for? Who's your target audience? It's too much typing. I send them a link to the form, y'all. It's just easy. I highly recommend doing a form. They get the form. I wait for them to fill it out. Once they fill it out, they get so one day they email me one day. They get the form. If not the same day, probably the next day. Because if you don't catch me before 2, I'm not doing no emails after probably 2 o'clock. So form is one day. Ask me, can I create content one day? I send the link to the form one day. They're probably not going to respond to the next day. We on day 3. They respond. Hold on. Reach out to me Monday. Send the link to the form on Tuesday. They're going to complete the form and stuff on Wednesday. I'm going to respond with an email telling them what their race would be probably by Thursday. At this point on Friday, they're going to either tell me yay or they're going to say nay. If they say yay, it's possible they're going to want to negotiate. Before I lie to you, I'm thinking about it. No. I don't think I've ever had a brand that did negotiate. I don't think I've ever had a brand that I've given my rates on, that say day 4, that said, oh, great, okay, perfect. No, they've always, which is their job, right? They've always negotiated with me. So by day 5, we're negotiating the rates that I sent on day 4. And day 5, which is a Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, nobody's responding. Now we're on Monday, okay? So we're on day 8, technically. And we're trying to finalize those negotiations. Let's say we finally get to a rate that works for both of us. I said that works. I asked them then, do you have a contract? 9 times out of 10, they have one. They said, yes, we'll send it to you. That'll come over either day 8. It might come over day 9, but let's just keep it at day 8. It comes over day 8, baby. I still need 24 hours to go through this because I try to make sure everything is what it's supposed to be, right? So I have day 8 and I'm going through everything at least until day 9. And that's me taking their contract and I'm comparing it to my terms and conditions. And I'm just making sure it lines up with what I have here, because we're not using because I use my terms and conditions as my contract. But if I can't use my contract and I got to use theirs, then I need to make sure it matches. Okay. Day 9, I'm going to say either great job, I love your contract, let's move forward, I signed it, here it is. Very rarely happens. Very rarely happens. Usually day 9, I'm saying great contract, thank you for sending it over. I noticed that you didn't have at least, let's say, the revision clause, right? That I want to be paid for revisions. The fact that if we go to court, it needs to be in California. These are all things that are in my terms and conditions. So usually on day 9, I'm saying, thank you for sending over the contract. I really appreciate it. I did notice these sections were missing, and it's something I like to have in my contracts. And I just copy them from my terms and conditions, put them in the email and say, could you guys update your contract to include those? They're going to respond by day 10 probably. This is Tuesday. This is a Tuesday. And say, okay, either yes, we can, or you know what? Time to negotiate again, because we can do a revision, but we can't do it at that fee. Would this work for you? So now we on day 11, because now we're on a Wednesday, day 11, talking about yay or nay, can I do my revision fee for less or remove it altogether? Because I've had that asked. Can it be removed? Let's say that's day 11. Day 12, we finalize, which is a Thursday. We finalize, everything's a go. Then on Friday, which is day 12, I'm creating a creative brief, because I'm not going to start anybody's videos. I don't even do my own videos without having a creative brief. I create a creative brief, and then I send it to them on day 12. If there's a product involved, the product is now going out on day 12 as well. Day 13 and 14 is a Saturday, Sunday. Day 15 is a Monday. And if there's no product, let's say it's a tech company, at this point, they're responding to my creative brief with either a yay or nay. I've never had a nay. I have had a, can you change this word out? Or can you add this scene? But usually that's a go. Day 16, I'm filming. And 9 times out of 10, the content, that's a Tuesday. The content's not due to, all my content for any brand is always due on a Friday. Those are my easiest days. So even though I'm filming on Tuesday, I have the whole week if I want to film. But we're at day 16. And that's if there was no product. If there's a product, I have to wait at least 2 or 3 more days before that product arrives. So I hope that gives a realistic timeline for you guys on how that works. Payment would have been secured after the contract was signed, at least 50%. And of course, the other 50% will be recured. It would have been given at the end. And that leads me to my next question. Someone asked me, do I do net 30s? And I do net 30s. A lot of creators don't do net 30s. I do. I only do them for super large brands. When I say large, these brands should have 300 to 500,000 followers on Instagram. I should know their name. I should be able to see publications with their brand. Like they should have been on Forbes, or just different publications should come up when I do the research of who you are. I should be able to find some credibility. I should know who, like I live on social media. So your ad should have run in front of me. I should know who you are, And so I do accept net 30s. For those who don't know, a net 30 is when a brand tells you, can we pay you in 30 days? You can invoice us, which we didn't even talk about invoices. So you can invoice us, but I'm going to pay you in 30 days. I have done these. I will tell you this. I've never had a brand actually pay in 30 days. They usually pay in 2 weeks, and they'll tell you that. I can't give you a payment up front. I can't pay half. Our company only does net 30s. But I can tell you this, we run payroll every 2 weeks. And so usually, even though I'm signing the net 30, I get paid within 2 weeks of me submitting the invoice. So just for reference there. Okay, I'm going to go through y'all questions because I've just been answering my own at this point. Can you show the site again? I hope the site you're talking about, Phoenix. Okay, I was Phoenix. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not messing up your name, girl. It's ads.tiktok.com. Ads.tiktok.com. And it's just, you can even search on Google top TikTok ads and it'll come up as the search. So I hope that was the answer for you there. Yes, grab the pitch guide if you don't have it. It's amazing. It breaks down how I pitch within 10 sentences. I did one today um, for, it's not a period company. They sell gummies. And I pitched them today. And I haven't done pitching in a long time because I get a lot of inbounds. The only reason why I did it is because it was a Black-owned brand. And I saw on Twitter that they were looking for creators. And I got a response today. So that was pretty cool. The pitch guide got me there. Since there's so many people no, swirl pool. Is UGC now oversaturated since there are so many people doing it? Heck no. Like, no, there's so many brands. And you have to think about it, swirl pool. You see all these people saying UGC creator. Again, remember, think of me as the example. If your videos, you can call yourself a UGC creator, but if your videos aren't making people want to buy, doesn't mean they're getting deals. Like, you have to think about that. Like, come on in, okay? And even if they are, there's so much work. There's no need to think that it's oversaturated, that there's competition. Like, there's so many brands. So many brands. Okay. I haven't been inspired to start this week, but I'm ready and I love Twitter. That's my other space. Well, I'm sorry that you're not inspired to start this week, Kale's World. Let me tell you something. Every week that goes by that you don't start, you're missing out on that much money. Just think about that. Like, when you do start, because you are, and when you do take off, because you will, you're going to sit back and you're going to be like, dang, how much money did I miss out on? Because that's a post that I posted for you guys. I waited 10 months to launch my e-com store. When I finally did my own little UGC videos and promoted my store, Kale's World, I made $3,000 my first month. And the first thing I thought was, how much money did I miss out on for 10 months because I wasn't motivated? Well, for me, I was actually afraid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was scared of what people will say. So think about that. Every week goes by, Kale's World, that you do not start. When you finally do start, because you will, and when you finally become successful, I want you to invoice yourself, because you owe yourself that much every week. How much you end up making when you eventually take off. Let's say you're making $2,000 a week. You owe yourself that every single week that you hold off. Okay. I need help with my portfolio. Then you should join the webinar, okay? Kriza, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I say that because one of the questions I got this week was, what's going to be in the webinar? And so I have topics that I want to discuss, but I say, you know what? Let me come on here and I'm going to send an email out. An email goes out every Monday. If you're not getting your UGC emails, check your spam, check your promotions folder, and check your junk. You should be getting one. I'm going to send an email and I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to give you the topics that I want to talk about in the webinar. And then I want you guys to tell me what you want. I don't ever want to get on this platform and teach what I want to teach, because at the end of the day, I only have one vantage point, and that's what I'm currently in at right now. I want to make sure it's what you guys need and not just what I want to teach. So I'm thinking for the webinar to actually go over portfolios. So we can have people come into the webinar. We can discuss the UGC process, kind of how I just did for you guys right now, but just a little bit more in depth. Go open up an invoice so you guys can see what that looks like. Maybe even open up the back end of Facebook so you guys can see what that looks like for whitelisting. So give the full back end and process of UGC, right? Talk about the contract, what should be there, what shouldn't be there, all of that. But I'm thinking we should do a portfolio review. So whoever's in the room on the webinar, if you guys want to pull up your portfolio, I can pull it up. We can go through it. I can give you feedback on what works and what doesn't work, what could be added to the videos. We can walk through a creative brief, because I do these for any video I create a creative brief. Let me know what you guys want. As of right now, if you guys don't give me feedback, I have us going through for the webinar. We're going to go through the beginning to end process of UGC. That means talking about the contract, the invoices, numbers, all of that. And then we will be editing a video, because that's something I'm noticing in one-on-ones. A lot of people don't have good editing skills, and so we'll do that. We'll do how I do a green screen. We'll do layovers, overlays, and all of that. And of course, the different terms in the contract, so people can make sure that they know what they're signing. But yeah, if you guys want certain things inside of the webinar to be discussed, let me know, and then I can formulate the webinar based off of what you guys want. I'll be putting everything together by next Wednesday, since it's next Friday for the webinar. But I want to make sure you guys are getting your money's worth, and I'm not just up there telling you what I want to tell you, like, oh, y'all do this. No, I want to make sure it's what you need. Okay, so where do you find emails for brands? So if I emailed them, so keep that in mind, and I'm going to answer that. Are you creating a course? I'm going to answer that, okay? Keep in mind, I DM on Instagram. That's like my primary, okay? And I DM on Instagram, and then from there, I end my DM pitch with, who can I speak with regarding this opportunity? That always gives me an email. When they respond, they're giving me an email. Okay, you should reach out to so-and-so here. So to ask you how do I get the emails, it's because I pitch on Instagram. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to go the Instagram route, then you can go to hunter.io. And I have it pulled up here already because I went from a one-on-one here. Let me close out of, hold on, let me show you this. Come on, hunter.io. Hunter.io. And it's a free site, and you can type in any domain there, any name that you find. Let's do that. It's fun. So let's say I'm looking for a brand. I'm going to go to Things Testing. We talked about that last week, right, guys? Things Testing. We go to Things Testing, and these are brands that just want you to test their products. We're not going to apply there. We just go there to use the filters. Like, you can actually filter out Black-owned businesses, women-owned, LGBTQ, cruelty-free. Things Testing. This is thingstesting.com. Okay? And that's literally thingtesting.com. Lists tons of brands, but you don't apply there. We're going to take a brand that we find here. Okay, let me turn this some more so y'all can actually see what I'm doing. See that brand? It says Prima, Prima. It came up for us. We're going to copy that name. I'm literally just copying it. And now I'm going to go to my Instagram and put it in. Boom. They have an Instagram, and they have 47,000 followers. So they're between 10,000 and 50,000. So from there, they could get pitched. Okay. I would even go to their TikTok to see if they're running ads. Let's do that. Just so I can give you the overall. Okay, guys. I'm typing their name in again. Well, pasting it in. Prima. To see if they have an account. If they don't have an account, that's something you can pitch. But they do. They come up. They're the first one. Prima. Okay. Now I'm going to type in the word ads behind their name. Just to see if any ads come up. Not many ads come up. So my pitching point would be, we're not pitching. I'm getting emails. Okay. So they have Instagram. They have a TikTok. I'm back to hunter.io for the person that's asking, how do I find the emails? I'm typing in Prima to see if anything comes up. And one result came up. courier@prima.com or prima.fr. So that's how you use hunter.io. You just put the brand's name there, and any email address that was ever entered on the web, it can pull and bring it to you. So if you're looking for emails, that's how I do it. But I'll be honest, I rarely have to do that because I post on Twitter. Posting your videos on Twitter, at least, not one every blue moon, at least about 4, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 every day, will start to get you inbounds. I get so many inbounds, there's no need for me to have to pitch. I do pitch, I'm going through Instagram DMs first, because that way I'm going to get a direct email. When I pitch and put, who can I speak with regarding this opportunity, they're going to give me a direct email to somebody, and it's not going to be the courier at Prima. I'm going to get someone's name most likely. So that's what I prefer, that method personally. Are you still creating a course? So I want to answer that at I am Tanish Bisson. I hope I said it right. No, I'm not. What I decided to do, I prayed about it. And I honestly feel as if I don't want to exploit the people that need help for UGC. I don't want to be like my peers who charge $200 and $300 for a course. I know that I am called to help people change their lives financially. Because if you know my story, you know that I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I made $14.90 an hour I was a single mom, and I couldn't pay my bills. I had $1,200 out in different payday loans. So I had about 4 or 5 payday loans at one point in time. And I was able to change my life financially. The trajectory of my financial situation changed drastically because of everything that I did online. And I believe that God is calling me to a place to become the resource that I needed when I was stuck in that place. And if I want to be that resource for you guys, where I'm the person you guys are able to go to, if I create a course, then I am going to weed out people that can't afford $200 and $300. I'm not saying that the rate that they're charging is wrong or bad, because that's what I would charge. It's a lot of work. But if that is the case, then I'm not going to be able to reach certain people that really need to change their lives financially. There's some people that cannot afford that. So what? Do I not help them? And that's what I kept asking myself. Do I not help if I create a course, the people that can't afford it, do they just not get help? And so I had to really evaluate, what did I want from UGC? And I never came into UGC to be a UGC coach. That's why it's not in my name. I just started posting, and you guys liked the information. I prayed about it, and I'm like, you know what? I want to be the resource that you guys are able to use. And you shouldn't have to be able to pay a dime of $500. And yes, I have to make these little things that I do. I charge $20 and $30 here and there, but it's not to exploit you guys. My income that I have coming in this house should never be off the backs of people that's trying to change their lives financially. That's what I want to stand on. I want to stand on knowing that I gave you guys everything as much as possible for free. And that somebody could use all of that information as much as I put out there and actually change their lives trajectory. Because when I was starting, there was no one helping me. Everyone charged me. And I do think that you should pay to advance your future and your career and your businesses. I pay for courses all the time, but I can afford to pay for those courses. What about the people that can't afford it? They just don't move forward in life. They just are pigeonholed. They're like me. I was on YouTube watching so many. It got to the point where I'm in class in YouTube trying to create all this stuff and learn all this stuff. Like, why don't I be the anomaly here? Why don't I stand out amongst my peers and go the different route, the path that's not followed, where it's like, okay, everything I was going to put in the course, I'm just going to put in YouTube videos. And so that's what I've been doing. I just take my time. I'm looking for an editor. I was supposed to teach my son who's 13. He don't want to learn how to edit. So I'm looking for an editor now. I should hopefully have one by the end of next Friday of next week. I have so many videos created. I just need someone to edit them. I don't have the time. Once they're edited, they will go up to YouTube and they'll be free. So every video I was going to put inside the course will be yours for free on YouTube. So that way, no one can have the excuse of, I can't make any money. It's just, do you want to? Because the information will be there. Okay. Do you recommend the webinar and the one-on-one? So the webinar is for the people. We should chat. Okay. The webinar is Do I recommend both? I would say yes, and then I would say no. The purpose of the webinar when I first created it was because I wanted to, again, everybody can't afford the one-on-ones. They're normally $150. I take them down to $97, and and it sells. But then there's people that say I can't afford $97, so I always try to go down to like $70 or $60, right? But then I'm like, hey, can people really afford that? So the purpose of the webinar was to be a lower cost version of the one-on-one. The only difference is we're not going to be held, even though it says 1 hour. If you've done a one-on-one with me, y'all know those are what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and we be talking for like an hour and 20 minutes. So the good thing about the webinar is that it won't be just an hour, okay? We're going to be on there. We're going to be going through step by step. Like, we're not going to be worried about the clock. There's not going to be any meetings after that webinar. So that's the thing. It's technically for the person that cannot afford the one-on-one, but it will give more information than the one-on-one. The same information. Let me not ever try to sell something different. The same information, but more, because it'll be more detailed. On the one-on-ones, we don't pull up CapCut and start editing. We're going to edit. That's what I want to do. If you guys say y'all don't want to edit, then we're not editing, but I think we should edit. We don't create a brief together, right? On a one-on-one, we don't have time for that. On a webinar, we're going to create a brief, okay? We're going to go back and forth on what pitching should be, what it shouldn't be. I want to do portfolio reviews. These are things I can do one at a time on a one-on-one. And even then it's kind of high overview because you only got 45 minutes and I try to get it done within that time, but it always goes over. So the webinar, if you had a one-on-one, I think it'll give you a lot of the same information. It'll just be a little bit more detailed in regards to going behind the scenes. In my one-on-ones, we never talk about contracts. I say I have one for sale if they want to go over it, but we don't talk about it. In a webinar, we're breaking down the key categories in that contract to the point where, because I've been putting it together already, I'm putting it together, and as I'm breaking it down more and more, I'm like, you know what? I think I should update the contract. So anyone that's already purchased the contract, if I update it, you'll get a newer updated copy. Just heads up for you on that, because we will be breaking them down. As I'm breaking them down for the webinar, I'm like, that's good. I should update it. So one-on-one is back open. One-on-ones were at the hour ago, I announced that they opened back up for 5 more days this month. And that was all I could do, because I got so many emails from y'all telling me, where is the one-on-one? Stop playing, bring it back. So I opened them up, but they were first come, first serve, sis. I don't know. Let me check. I can tell you right now if they sold out. Oh, Lord. I could not believe what y'all did last week. Y'all crazy. Y'all bought them one-on-ones up. Let's see. No, there are still some available. I only see it was like 5 days, and out of those 5 days, there was a couple of slots open. I only see 3 of them have been booked up. So if you want to, what time is that? 2:22. Give me 1 second, y'all. If you want to book a one-on-one, I highly recommend. It's like I said, it's first come, first serve. They sold out last time after the last live. Use the code UGC so you can get more of a discount. And once they're gone, they're gone. I can't put any more up. Are they full? Will they reopen? They're open now. They are open right now for the rest of this month. And then I start my position hopefully February 1st. After I do that for at least 3 to 4 weeks, guys, and then I'll know time-wise how I can really still do one-on-ones. In the meantime, we're going to do webinars though. So don't feel like you guys are you're going to get neglected because I have a full-time client now. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. I'm not going to leave y'all, but they are open, but they are first come, first serve. And they sold out last week. I couldn't believe it. I woke up, I said, these people crazy. Y'all are crazy. I love y'all, but y'all crazy. So, and I got so many emails saying, open it back up. Y'all don't get paid until tomorrow, so leave them up. So, hey, they're open. I don't think they're going to go that crazy, but because I only see about 3 right now. And I think I opened up, I want to say I opened up, it was 5 days, and I think at least 20 slots, I think, throughout those days. So hopefully that keeps it over. There is an email that's going to go out saying all this and a tweet. So there hopefully should be some left for you, sis. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Because it's coming to an end. Awesome, because I refer back to your terms and conditions religiously. Girl, me too. I say that and I mean that. Like, I have to literally pull that terms and conditions up anytime I get a contract. It doesn't fail. I just don't feel confident not having it next to me. Okay. What advice would you give a newcomer? My advice would be, if anything, live in the TikTok ads that we talked about earlier today. TikTokads.com, that you have to live there. I didn't get any deals until I started to create videos that looked like that. And let me not say any deals, because that's a lie. I didn't get asked to do ads. I got, hey, yeah, you can book. We'll pay you for organic video, but to run an ad and pay you for an ad, no. No one was checking for me. And my portfolio was just the same. Nothing changed in my portfolio but the videos. So for me to start getting paid the higher dollars, I had to first learn how to create those type of videos. My videos before that were just nice videos, but they didn't sell anything. What's your YouTube? It's by Crystal Williams. Come check me out, sis. I give away so much free information. How do you start building a portfolio? I have a whole YouTube video walking you through this, Tony. How I'm turning this around like this. Nah, it's literally on the screen with me, and I'm walking you through step by step. You should check that out on my YouTube. How do you keep up with the duration of ads ran to ensure they don't go over how much they pay? I literally try to ask for a link. Sometimes they'll be able to give you a link for the ad. And then usually I live in a TikTok ad space. So I check there to see if they still come up. If they're on their page, I check there. And if I whitelisted it myself, I have the code and I can see what's being ran and so forth in my Facebook. So those are the only real ways. But that's why you have the contract in place, which goes over that if they are running ads outside of the duration, I'm going to be paid for that. That's in my contract. And if I've signed their contract, I have it added to. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to get y'all questions. Hold on. Let's see. Aw, thank you so much. Would you please go over hooks briefly, how you put them together? Yes, and that's probably the biggest video that I have coming. It's already recorded. I just got to get it edited. Because I think that's a huge piece. Even when I'm pitching, I try to have a hook, even in my briefs, which we'll cover in the webinar. So when I do a hook, I have either a visual hook. So it can be something that's reversing or something that's spilling. I have toothpaste that I'm going to do this week. So I'm looking over there because it's in the corner. I have some toothpaste that I'm going to do, some like cruelty-free toothpaste. And I'm just going to waste a whole bottle of toothpaste. Like, I'm just going to squeeze it probably for my hook just to reel people in as I'm talking about why I no longer use fluoride toothpaste. So your hooks should definitely try to stop them in their tracks. And I think the most effective thing has been either some type of illustration like that. I've seen people, a lot of skincare videos, they get really up close to a nasty pimple and they pop it on the screen. That's like the dissatisfied, what do you call it? It's gonna be in my video where I showed that and they pop it on the screen and it makes you stop. At least for me, I'm gonna stop. If you pop in a bump, I don't know why I'm gonna stop, but I'm gonna stop. That'll get people to hook people in, and then you go into your skincare and why this new product is amazing and prevents all that, right? So you have visual hooks like that, as well as me wasting a bottle of toothpaste. You have hooks that things you say. One of the ones I'm using, I have a company that I'm using for my feet underneath. I want to use the word sawing, and it's not sawing, good Lord. So you know the pumice stone that you got, we have an electronic one from a brand. And I'm starting that one off. I got this from UGC Trend because I don't want to take any credibility here. She had a hook and it was talking about like everyone knows that like black don't crack and something else and something else, and she was like, and Asians don't raisin, and she was talking about sunscreen. So saying some type of comedy or saying that stands out. So for that one, for the foot, I'm going to say whoever said that black don't crack must not have thought about my feet, or must not have included my feet, something like that. And while I'm saying those words, I don't know if I'm going to be on the screen with a little mic, or if it's just the first thing you're going to see is the heel of my foot being, I hate to use the word saw, being filed down by this electronic thing underneath my heel. I'm purposely leaving my feet horrible. I need to go to get a pedicure, and I won't go because I need the content for the video. So I'm literally like, I'm not putting lotion on my feet for the next couple of days. It's been almost a week or two. And my husband's like, what is going on? I'm like, I gotta make sure when I use the thing, a whole bunch of dead skin come off and it looks super dry and crusty. So the first thing you're going to see is the heel of my foot and me showing it and all the flake and dry skin. And you're going to hear the voiceover or see me in the corner. I don't know yet. That's going to say, whoever said black. So you're probably going to see me because I want you to see that I'm black. Whoever said that black don't crack must not have been talking about my feet. And that'll be in the back behind me as if it's a green screen, which in the webinar, we can talk about how I create those. Somebody asked me, she said, how do you create these if you're not creating them in TikTok? How do you create them? I create them in CapCut. So I'm like, you know what, we got to go over that in the webinar. How to create a green screen when you're not really in a green screen, or when you're not in TikTok. Does your 101 include templates and contracts? It does not. You have to buy those separately. So if you wanted any of the pitch templates that they were mentioning that they love, or the terms and conditions, you have to still buy those separately. Talk about the commitment. I gotta get the shot. I'm telling you, these things looking horrible. Like let me tell you this. I can't tell you the last time I did not go get my feet done every 2 weeks. Like this is it. This is like blowing my mind. But I'm like, it gotta be ashy. I need them things to flake, you know. Media purchase her 101. Hey girl, like I can't wait to meet with you. Okay, the webinar or 101. So that's the thing. Webinar, if you have a 101, the webinar is going to be pretty much the same information. It's just going to be more detailed. Like I don't have time on a 101 to pull up CapCut and show how to create the green screen, right? But in the webinar, we can. Like I blocked off my whole night, and so I'm probably gonna start eating. If we pass the hour and 30 minutes, I'm gonna have my dinner with y'all. We're gonna be eating, drinking our wine together at that point. But just know I won't just hang up and leave. I have nothing booked after that on the 27th. Y'all have me until we can get all the stuff. The webinar is gonna be the 27th on Friday night. That's when we are doing it. The things we do for the right shot. That part, the webinar it's going to be on the 27th, guide, the webinar. And again, it's literally the same information from the 101. It's just going to be more detailed. But if you've already had a 101, it's the same. Like I said, just a little bit more in depth since it's not rushed for time. Okay. Beauty Supply got her spot. Okay, sis. Okay. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything too crazy. What was the ad site? You can Google search TikTokads.com, like TikTok ads on Google. It'll come up, or you can Google search, or you can actually type in ads.tiktok.com, ads.tiktok.com. Yes, oddly satisfying stuff. Those are great hooks. And like I said, I have a whole hook UGC video already recorded. I just need to get this stuff. I have that recorded. I have the top side hustles for 2023 recorded. I have a hair YouTube video on these microlocks update recorded. And I have travel videos. Like I have going to New York, camping out of a Tesla, like all those different things recorded. I ain't got time. I got time. Okay, let's see here. Okay, any other questions, y'all? Did I miss anything else? But can't, yes. So if you can't attend the webinar, it will be recorded it'll go up into my Stan store. And in the Stan store, I don't know the price yet, but it's probably it's definitely not gonna be more than $35. Like, it's not gonna be, it's a recording, so it won't be expensive if you can't attend. And then, but of course, those who are in attendance will get their questions answered. I'll be able to look at their portfolios and give them one-on-one attention per se and answer their question. I'm a beginner. I'm using my phone. How can I maximize my storage? My phone is already full. Oh, that's a hard one because I don't have it near me. I have another phone that I use when I do day in the lives. That's the phone I'm using, but it's because I had to upgrade, and I don't even have the highest. I think I have 500 gigabytes, and it doesn't fill up on me because after I do my content, after I create my content, I put it into my drive. Like, my Google Drive houses all of the content after I create it for brands. Even though I don't use Google Drive as my link, like I transfer all my stuff using WeTransfer, but I store everything in my Google Drive after I'm done with the content. That's a hard one. You're gonna have to upgrade. I'm sorry. They be having deals though. Sign up for like a new provider. Don't they be giving like free phones? Oh, portable storage. There you go. Portable storage. Yeah, just off. As soon as I'm done with the content, now I get it off my phone. Okay, yes, recording available after purchase. How much is it to attend a webinar? I think it's like $47 right now. But I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, y'all, because I put this up like 2 weeks ago, there's a discount code. I think it's UGC, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It should be. I try to always have those codes out, and it's usually always UGC. Like, I never change them. It always says when I'm building them out, do you want a discount code? And I just put yes, and I just put UGC. So it should be a UGC discount code. Yeah, see, it is UGC. So remember, we got to get in where we fit in and make sure y'all ain't spinning an arm and a leg here. TikTok already. Would you recommend still making a new page for UGC? That's a hard one. We talked about it last week. And the reason why it's hard is this. Okay. You notice that my name doesn't have UGC. My bio has UGC, but my name doesn't, right? Because once you put UGC in your name or whatnot, that's what your page is about, kind of. That's how I feel. Before I started this TikTok page, I had an Instagram page that was all fitness. I got it to about 75,000 followers. Then I had a business one. I got it to about 36,000, and that was all business, right? Business coaching. Well, when I tried to pitch brands, let's say I tried to pitch this candle brand. Like, you know what? I love candles. I would love to do a candle. I have 75,000 followers on this account, 35 on this one. No one would give me a deal, right? Because it's not related to what you do. When I would post on my fitness page or my business page a candle that I was using, the engagement will be very low because you're known for fitness and you're known for business. So your audience isn't engaging with anything outside of that. But my pages grew really fast because I was niche down. So if you want to grow fast, niche down, you'll grow. And then, so I wasn't getting brand deals. My audience wasn't relating to anything outside of what the specific page was created for. But on top of that, when I wanted to create content, it had to only be those topics. And so I got burnt out because I'm like, I'm creating content, but I'm tired of creating fitness content. I'm tired of creating business content, right? And so I came over to TikTok and I was like, you know what? I'm going to name it by Crystal Williams. I'm not going to have one page just for UGC because there's so many facets of who I am. I do UGC, but I'm also a mom. I said how my YouTube video is going to have stuff about my hair. So I figured for TikTok and my YouTube, I would have pillars, and they're how to make money outside of your 9-to-5, which UGC falls into that. Content creation kind of falls with kind of both of those. Hair, about micro lots, that's one. Faith is one. Travel is one. And so to answer your question, would I create a new UGC? I did a new TikTok with UGC. I personally wouldn't, but I think my reasonings is because I've already created 2 other personal pages before with just one topic. It burnt me out, so I know it's not for me. And 2, it pigeonholed me to just producing certain content. And when I wanted to try to capitalize off of that following, the brands that I wanted to work with, if they wasn't fitness, didn't want to hear me. And then the audience didn't want to see anything out of that specific, other than that specific content. So me personally, I would mix it in. But by doing this, you're going to grow way slower. Like there's UGC people that started, and let's say I had 7,000 followers on here, and they had, let's say 100, they've probably passed me in followers. And I'm okay with that because they're niche down. Like that's their content. They talk about UGC and that's their page. My page, you're going to get God, you're going to get my family, you're going to get whatever I want to give. And that's just it for me. That's the only way I can feel comfortable showing up every single day, is being 100% authentic to who I am in every aspect of my life, not just one. So should you create a new TikTok for your UGC content? I think that's going to be a per person preference. But good luck with you on that one. Okay, when first starting out. So we went over my rates earlier. And when I first started out, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I did $50 deals. I had a lady on a one-on-one this week. Oh, it made me say, wow. She said, Crystal, what was the first brand that responded to you after you pitched? Who was that brand? And so we were on the one-on-one. I opened up the DM. I said, girl, let's go find them. I ain't looked at that in a minute. Mind you, they're my monthly client now. But I was like, let's open that email up. I had totally forgot, you forget about where you started. And I pitched them, because I kept seeing ads about freaking Flow gummies. I was like, what are these gummies? I'm gonna pitch them. I found out who they were. It was so hard finding them because the stupid name isn't Flow gummies. Like the Flow gummies is the name, but that wasn't the brand name. So we opened up the DM. Let's see, this is what the one-on-ones give you. We actually go inside my personal DMs. And so I'm in my DMs. I said, girl, let's go look at it. And I looked at it and I said, oh my God. And they offered me $50 per brief. That was my rate. And when I say brief, that means it can be 3 videos that I'm shooting for $50. And I agreed to it. I was like, okay, I'll take it. I wanted to do it, right? And then they said, okay, you can sign up for our platform. And how it works is every week we will email you on if there's different briefs. And you can say, I'll do brief 1 or brief 2, right? And then after you say that, we'll tell you if it's yes or no. They would only give me like 1 brief, which is still like 2 videos, at least 2 videos for $50. And I would take them. And then next thing you know, they start giving me more briefs. And I'm like, I'm doing like 5-6 briefs a week. I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask for more money. So I did. I was like, I think, hey, it was like 6 months, 60 days in. If not 60, definitely 90. I said, hey, I emailed them. I said, how are my videos performing for you guys? And they said, they're doing well. I said, okay. I said, well, I think it's time for me to go up. I think I should be charging at least $100 per video, not brief, video. So if you want me to do 1 brief, but it has 3 videos, I need $300. And they said, okay. And that was it. And then from there, they became a monthly client. So now I create every Friday. Their stuff is due. And like I have 6 videos due, 6 or 8 tomorrow. And I haven't even started. But yeah, so I did start so I had $50. I took 60. I took 70. Eventually I went up to 80. And eventually from 80, I went to 125 as my base. On my rate card, not with that individual client, right? So I did start off very low, and then I worked my way up, and even now I negotiate. I have a a TikTok coming out tomorrow. A brand, they pitched me $600, I think for 2 videos. And I was like, raw footage. I was like, no, I need at least, it was really close to $1,200. I said, can you at least meet me at 1,000? And they were like, the most we can do is 800. I took it. I'm not going to let $800 go. I took that $800 and now I'm about to create 2 videos with raw footage for them. So even though I showed you guys the rates, just know I negotiate a lot, and it's based off of what I need and what I have upcoming. Like, okay, so we going where next month? Okay, does that, because we do our finances every month, but we talk about them every week, like every Sunday, my husband and I. So I know what's needed, how much is in the accounts, what we have to do. We have a tax bill coming up, and good Lord. So just know I do negotiate a lot. Look, I would get those $50 deals now. Yeah, I did. I took that $50, even though I know they was getting all my content. They was getting my content. They was using it. I needed the money. Okay. So we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes, y'all. Look, I'm about to go. I have to help my son with his homework. But I'm back next week. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, do so, because I recap these. So anything that was that stood out that we talked about, I put it in that newsletter. So I'll list out probably the rates on this newsletter that we talked about, the meanings of whitelisting. I'll put the question, what do y'all want the webinar to be about? If not, y'all gonna be getting this. Like your parents be like, hey, what you want for dinner? If you don't tell me what you want for dinner, you're gonna be eating this. So I'm going to give y'all that option to tell me what y'all want for the webinar, or what I'm going to give y'all if y'all don't tell me what y'all want. But yes, subscribe. And if you've already subscribed and you didn't see the emails that go out on Monday, check your promotions folder or your spam or your junk, because they go out. Okay, guys? It was a pleasure talking to you guys. Again, another email will be going out reminding you that the one-on-ones are back open only for this month. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I don't know if there's going to be a live next week since we have a webinar, but if there is a live, you'll get an email and see a post. But thank you guys so much for joining. I hope this was helpful. I hope I left you guys better. And I pray that this weekend that you guys are showing up for yourselves, that you are creating the plans. You're not just out here winging it, that you are becoming very diligent and staying consistent, even if you're not getting the deals. And I pray that you guys don't give up, and that you guys continue to show up with courage, and you continue to believe in yourselves, because that's also a big part of UGC is, I hate to use the words faking until you're making it, just actually believing. I don't want to use the words fake until you make it. Show up confidently. I'm not going to sit here and say that I pitched those people and I wasn't scared. I was terrified. I'm like, what the hell? They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. They're gonna say no. They're gonna laugh. They're gonna ignore me. They did. But I didn't let it turn me away. So I pray that your fears don't hold you back, and that you actually show up courageously next week, continuously and consistently. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. You guys have a great day. Thank you again for showing up and supporting, and I hope I can continue to help and be a vessel to serve you guys. I will talk to you guys soon.